Good evening and thanks for joining us. We begin with a momentous decision in the U.S. and a sign of what life could be like when people are fully vaccinated. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control has released new guidance on masks. With some caveats, it now says those who are fully vaccinated can stop wearing masks indoors and outdoors.
If you are fully vaccinated, you can start doing the things that you had stopped doing because of the pandemic. We have all longed for this moment. That moment has come for those who are fully vaccinated.
It is a huge step in a country where almost 600,000 people have died of COVID-19 and where there are still dying. Almost 600 deaths were reported on average every day in the last week. There are big questions, too, about how people will prove they're vaccinated and who will enforce it. Our Washington Bureau Chief Jackson Proskow is with me. Jackson, this is big news. So big the president came out to talk about it without wearing a mask. Why did the CDC do this today?
Well, Donna, in short, it's because they feel it's finally safe to do so. Here in the U.S., 250 million vaccine doses have been given out in just the past 114 days. That covers almost 60% of adults with at least one shot, while 45% of adult Americans are now fully vaccinated. Compare that to just 3.5% of Canadians who are fully vaccinated. You can see the huge difference there. And with cases and deaths plummeting in the U.S., the CDC says it's safe for those fully vaccinated individuals to take off their masks, stop social distancing, even indoors. Now, of course, there are exceptions, namely planes, trains, and buses, which will likely still require masks until the fall. And it's not clear how long individual cities and states will keep their local mask mandates in place, or how private businesses will react, knowing that there are still a lot of unvaccinated people out there.
The rule is very simple. Get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. It's not an enforcement thing. We're not going to go out and arrest people. I still believe the vast majority of the American people care about the safety of their neighbors.
The natural question, of course, is how do you tell who's vaccinated? While Americans have been given CDC vaccination cards, it's doubtful they'll be required to show them. There's no need for a so-called vaccine passport yet. Instead, the CDC is stressing the risk of going maskless to those who are unvaccinated. And Donna, they're hoping that showing all of the normal things that are possible with vaccination will be enough to encourage those who are still on the fence to get their shots.
Did you say free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated.
From free burgers and fries to donuts and beer.
There you go.
The push to encourage vaccination has turned into a personalized sales pitch.
Anything we can do to get the jabs in people's arms, I think is great.
So some states are paying people to get the vaccine. $50 in parts of Texas, $100 savings bonds in West Virginia, and then there's Ohio, where you can get a shot and win a lot.
That first number up tonight is 7.
5 $1 million prizes in a special lottery for the fully vaccinated.
You have the other group of people, though, who are not vaccinated, and the danger to them is even more great in some respects than it has been in the past because this variant is more contagious.
Canadians are getting a taste of it, even if they can't yet get their second shots. Montreal-based AECOM Timber will pay employees $350 once they're fully vaccinated. The University of Lethbridge is giving away free tuition to 9 students who get their first shot by September.
We are very committed to doing everything we can to make sure that we create a safe and healthy environment in the fall, and vaccinations are part of that.
You don't address vaccine hesitancy by buying compliance.
Some epidemiologists question the ethics of it all, believing social incentives promoting a return to normal are better.
Get vaccinated, you can do all these wonderful things like hug your loved ones and be in a room without masks and go to the theater, etc.
And when the Toronto Blue Jays play their home opener in Buffalo, New York, fans will get a grand slam of that kind of encouragement. A special section without distancing for the fully vaccinated, and free shots in the stadium for those who still need them. Jackson Proskow, Global News, Washington.